And we're back with Coach's Corner, head coach, Ponca City Wildcats, Josh Allen with me. Coach, thank you for being here. And I want to go back, before we talk about Tulsa, Washington, and that was clearly a tough game. Let's go back 2 weeks, because you had an off week.
Yeah.
You had the off week,
Sure.
but before that, Guthrie, we're talking a state championship team comes in, and you beat them at home. How did that feel? How did your players feel about that after the game? It had to be big.
Yeah, it was a big win. I mean, we had some close games with Guthrie in the previous years, and never just, I even think, honestly, in 2015, we went to their place and really should have won that game. And then 2014 was also a close game here, but we just quite couldn't get over the top of that. So having that big win here, albeit just 9-0, but our defense played an outstanding game. I mean, I think they, had negative 13 yards rushing and only completed 8 passes. So our defense was just super radared in. Did a heck of a job. Offense did enough, and then special teams play from guys like Mitch Wilson with the big field goal, and Trevor Howie caught a lot of punts. Where one could have been dropped and given momentum to Guthrie. That we just think little things like that. It was a total team effort to pull that through, but definitely led by our defense.
And more than just a shutout. I mean, you really shut them down.
Sure.
And on every side of the ball.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. I mean, offense did enough to win. I mean, we actually could have had some more points. Should have had more points. Had a couple of drives where we had a fumble deep in their territory, and then one time got deep in their territory and had some penalties back. So. It was a good all-around game. Bryce connected with Trevor Howie for a touchdown early in the game, we ran the ball at times pretty well, and would have started doing more of that if we got penalties on one of the drives where we were running it, so we had to go back to throwing it just to get out of the penalties. But listen, everybody was excited and happy for that deal, and it helped going into the off week and things like that. And so, it was a much needed win.
Very good. Now, you come off the win against Guthrie with an off week, gives you a little bit more time to prepare for Tulsa, Washington.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did.
Does an off week like that? What does that give you?
Well, it's not necessarily because teams don't trade. You're not getting their film that week, so you don't know exactly what they're going to be doing.
Okay.
So it's not like we planned X. No, we just used that week to worry about us, worry about maybe getting some guys a rest a little bit. Meaning we changed the practice around a little bit. We still had 2-hour practices, but they were just different. They weren't as physical, weren't beating up. We were working on fundamentals a lot. And and then whatever scheme that we needed to address or get in, we worked a little bit on that the first week. So that off week, so it was much needed, and we used we felt like we used the time wisely, and then we went into Tulsa, Washington week, and prepared for them and had great practices last week. Sometimes the result doesn't always mirror the hard work the guys did actually, but I thought those were some of the 2 best practices we had. But of course, Friday night it didn't wasn't enough.
Yeah. Tulsa, Washington, very tough game. Some bright spots. Talk about Austin Fry and Matt McKinney.
Yeah, I mean our defense. Really, talking with Coach Rowland, our defense coordinator, he was really high on how Austin Fry and Matt McKinney played. I just watching from the sideline, not even really studying film, you could tell that Austin Fry we blitzed him a lot on the inside and had a lot of big plays. Some of our bigger plays against Booker T in that game were him blitzing up the middle and had some big stops. Matt McKinney, same way, flying around, making plays. And then if you really look at our defense, offense the defense was in tough positions all night long, and really Booker T, they held Booker T to several field goal attempts when there could have, when they were definitely in touchdown scoring position. So, we held them to several different 4th down attempts, and where they had to kick field goals or even punt. And even a few, I think even 1 or 2 on downs. So, our defense was in tough positions the whole game and really fought through a lot of those times.
Tell us about special teams.
Yeah.
Special teams did
Yes.
fairly well.
Well, because going part of the plan was it's going to take all three phases to win this game, and that special teams will they got such dangerous returners. They come after your punt, and that it can be a little hairy, in that situation. So we knew special teams was going to be crucial and important. So that game they did everything, kicked away from guys. We got everything off. We tackled well. I mean, they didn't run a kickoff or a punt back, and then really field position from special teams was solid. So overall special teams did what was asked of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we're moving into homecoming week. It's Bartlesville, Friday night, big game, homecoming. What do you see for the Wildcats this week as you prepare for the Bruins?
Well, I see us moving on and rebounding. I see it going to be it's going to be a tough, close game. More than likely, we're going to have to be focused. I mean, Bartlesville's just like us is searching for wins right now, and has taken some lumps. They took a lump against Muskogee last week. I think 56-7 or something. So, they're coming back, and their coaches are stressing how important this game is. Same with us, we're stressing how important this game is.
When you're talking
for playoffs,
district.
We're still, the year's still relatively young. We're coming across, upon the midpoint, but just starting out district, and so everybody's playoff hopes are still there on the table. So this is going to be a very important game when you just talk about playoffs. And then when you add in that this game is one of those trophy games. I mean, there really is a trophy that is exchanged between Ponca and Bartlesville. Started about 4 years ago, the Phillips 66 thing, and we need to win this game to get the trophy here in Ponca. And then you throw in homecoming. So it's got a lot going on to it. So our guys should be ready. I've never felt homecoming distracted. You actually hope to use the energy of homecoming and make it in there, and say, hey, you want to enjoy the dance, Friday night or whatever. Then hey, win the game. It's that much better, type thing. So, but there's things during the week and stuff, and you hope to tell your guys, hey, enjoy them, but just make sure we are totally focused when we're on the practice field and then the deal, and then enjoy them when you're at those things. But let's don't get distracted on what our goal is. So you want homecoming to be fun, but you don't want it to be a distraction, and we'll embrace it and use the energy of it, but hopefully stay focused. But no, it's important for a district game. We got to get a win here, and their coaches are saying the same thing. So listen, it's going to be both sides are going to be totally focused in.
Yeah. This is Coach's Corner, and we're talking with Ponca City Wildcat football head coach Josh Allen. It's homecoming week, Bartlesville, right here. And I got to ask, how do you prepare your athletes after a tough trip to Tulsa? Now they're getting into, how do you prepare them mentally to put that behind them and let's focus on
Well,
this?
I mean, at some point you got to, listen, sometimes... sometimes teams are just better right now, but obviously Booker T's better than us at this moment in the season. And then two, sometimes there's matchup issues. Honestly, I would like last year's team. We could run the ball real well. We had just our O line was very good and running, and so I would have Tulsa Washington's D line really was a little smaller and not as good. Linebackers are still excellent, but I think we could have taken advantage of that a year ago. But this year we got we're still only on game 4, and we've had 4 new starters. So running the ball has been a little more tough, and so we throw the ball a little bit more this year. And at that time, now you're running into Booker T is probably the up there is either 1 or 2, probably the fastest team you play in our district, and and that style is they're going to blitz everybody and they're going to bump press you, and listen, so you got to get the ball off, you got to protect well with those blitzes, you got to beat the press coverage, and listen, that matchup was going to be tough for us. I knew that going into the game. I thought, listen, but surprisingly, looking at film, our receivers did a great job. We just struggled with, actually, it was a tale of two halves. Our receivers did great against first half of getting behind. We just couldn't protect. We struggled for pass protecting the blitz. And then the second half, O-line did better, and then we dropped some passes in the second half from receivers. So, but at the same time, it was a bad day, overwhelming. I mean, it's just, you got to do everything perfect.
Right.
And if you have 10 guys doing their job and one guy not, the Booker T with their speed will magnify that problem.
Yeah.
All of a sudden one guy will come through fast if you don't do your job.
Right.
And now the play has been totally broken down. And really you have 10 guys doing what they were supposed to, one guy not,
right.
or getting beat.
Right.
And, listen, other teams, that might be a slide step from the quarterback. He still might be able to keep going.
Right.
Booker T, it doesn't work out in your favor.
Right.
So that's how it worked out. Is just, and then defensively, really, it's hard to get the look in scout team too. So I mean, everybody's a little bit shocked at first at how fast the speed is compared to what you were seeing in practice, and we haven't played a game in two weeks too. So as far as the game speed, so on defense, they're an off tackle play. If you don't take the right angle and miss a play or two, I mean, the guy could be up the sideline.
Yeah.
So Booker T put so much stress on you with their speed, that. It was a little overwhelming for us at times, and again, overall, a bad, not our best matchup on the season, I say. But at the same time, listen, we get into playoffs and we get stuck with a team that's faster than us. Doesn't mean we're going to say bad matchup. No, I mean, we watch film. Where can we get better at? If we had to play this again, here's what we would have to do better and stuff. And so you just keep competing, get better. We always go into every game think we're going to win. Coaches, we had a great plan. We practiced our, sold we're going to win this game. Here's what we got to do, and we truly believe that. But at the same time, you got to give hats off. We obviously didn't have enough to get it done, and they were obviously better than us in a lot of areas. So we move on. But at the same time, Barnesville's a new matchup, new team. All we got to do is finish to make playoffs. You got to be in that top four, and So I preach to those guys is, we can learn. I mean, I'll tell them, look at, everybody, college football, pro football. I mean, look at Florida State a week ago. They get blown out 63-10, and their excuse, they get to recruit. There's not a lot of, that was some real issues that they dropped the ball on. Us, we just need to get better. Hey, team's got to rebound. We got to rebound this week. Let's move on. It's still early in the year. So there's still so many goals out in front of us. Yeah. And, so it's easy to, actually week 4, it's easy to move on. Then, now if that happens week 7, 8, or our playoff hopes got crushed in that, in that way, then you're dealing with some issues, as far as psychologically. But hey, it's first district game. They know Booker T's pretty good and stuff like that, and has a history of that probably won't be the only opponent that Booker T might do that to. There'll be some, they'll have some other matchup. Someone will face a similar situation. So, we'll move on, and we're just focused on getting playoffs, focused on Barnesville, and I think our guy's psyche will move on fairly good.
Very well.
Yep.
Very well. Well, Friday night, Solon Stadium, it's homecoming. Bartlesville coming to town, and the Ponca City Wildcats looking to get back that trophy, that traveling trophy. And we hope to see you at Solon Stadium. And how important is that to your athletes? It's homecoming. You know it's good. The crowd's going to be good. Yeah. When the crowd is really into it, that's really just got to light a fire in your players.
What they say, it's an advantage. It's an advantage. Guys feed off of that. It's fun, and and listen, if we're having fun, that means you're probably having fun up in the stands. So it's a mutual thing. So. Hopefully, we give you a good product out there to be proud of, and that we play hard. We're in the game to hopefully winning the game, and everybody is having a good time in the stands and enjoys homecoming.
All right. Coach Josh Allen, thank you for being a guest here on Coach
for doing this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't forget the Pohai Steppers with their big meal. This is a tradition. They have it at the Pohai Commons right before the homecoming game. And so I believe they start serving maybe a little after 4. Might check that time. But again, the Big Pohai Stepper fundraiser barbecue dinner in the Commons area before the homecoming game. This has been Coach's Corner. I want to thank Pohai head softball coach Josh Swain and Coach Josh Allen for being my guests today on Coach's Corner. The two Joshes. And it was a lot of fun. Until next time, thank you for watching.